Hello, thank you for taking the time to listen to this presentation about open enrollment for your 2016 benefits. The period of time for open enrollment, which is when you go into ADP self-service and make changes to your benefits or elect new benefits, is October 5th through October 16th. Open enrollment will be passive, which means that if you don't take any action, you'll continue to have the same coverage that you have today in 2016. The only exception to that is flexible spending accounts and health savings accounts. Your current elections for that will not roll over to the new year, so if you want an FSA or an HSA in 2016, you will need to go into ADP during open enrollment and make that election. All changes made during open enrollment will become effective on January 1st of 2016. One thing that's new this year is employees who will not have our medical coverage do need to confirm their elections in ADP, and that's due to Affordable Care Act reporting. So great news. This will be the 9th straight year of no rate increases to the top 2 wellness tiers. So these are our medical rates for 2016, and Kelly's going to talk about that a little bit later. So let's talk about the medical plans. We have 2 plans, the Liberty Plan and the Traditional Plan. We'll go ahead and start with the Liberty Plan. The Liberty Plan is a health savings account. The match is up to $250 for individual coverage and up to $500 for family coverage. With the Liberty Plan, there are no copays, which means you have to pay all the expenses up front to the deductible amount, and prescriptions also count towards the deductible. Once you reach that deductible, you pay 20% coinsurance until you reach the out-of-pocket max. The out-of-pocket max is $2,500 for individual coverage and $5,000 for family coverage. Once you reach that, you don't have any other expenses for the year, and that includes prescriptions. With the HSA that comes along with the Liberty Plan, you need to set up your contributions for that, and DriveTime will match up to $250 for individual and $500 for employee plus coverage. You'll get that match from the company on January 1st. That'll be available in your account, and your contributions that come out of your paychecks will be applied each pay period. When you sign up for the HSA, you do get a debit card that you can use for any of your healthcare related expenses. And you definitely want to enroll in the HSA if you have the Liberty Plan to help you with those out-of-pocket costs if they come up. One benefit of doing an HSA is that you are saving money pre-tax into this account, and the dollars do roll over every year. So if you're not sure if you want to contribute to an HSA, let's take a look at what a contribution of $250 for the year would look like. That would only be $9.61 per paycheck, and remember that you're paying less for your medical deductions with the Liberty Plan than you would on the traditional plan, so that helps offset it. Let's talk about the traditional plan. The traditional plan is a PPO plan that comes with copays for office visits and prescriptions. So you pay more for this coverage out of your paychecks, but you typically would pay less when you go to the doctor or pick up a prescription. The deductible for the traditional plan is $750 for an individual and $1,500 for a family. The individual deductible would apply even if you have employee plus coverage. So that means if you had, say, 4 people covered through family coverage, once one of those individuals reaches the $750 deductible, that individual would not need to pay further expenses other than just the coinsurance and copays. And the copays for the traditional plan are $30 for a primary care doctor, $50 for a specialist, and $75 for urgent care. We do have a change on the emergency room copay for the traditional plan. For an individual, their first and second visits to the ER in a year would be the same $250 copay that we've had in the past. However, if they have to go to the ER 3 to 5 times in that year, those 3rd through 5th visits would be a copay of $350 per visit. If they have 6 or more visits, then those additional visits would be $500 copay, and plus deductible if they haven't met that yet, plus the 20% coinsurance. So the reason for that is really just encouraging people to seek care elsewhere whenever it's not a true emergency. And for prescription coverage, the co-pays for Tier 1 medications is $10 and $35 for Tier 2. The third tier prescription copay is going to be $60 for 2016, and the fourth tier or specialty drug is going to be 20% up to a maximum of $250. And the reason for that is a lot of the increase in plan cost is coming from the specialty drugs. And birth control will remain 100% covered. With the traditional plan, there are two options for flexible spending accounts, or FSAs. There's the healthcare FSA and the dependent care FSA, which is for child care expenses. The maximum in 2016 for healthcare FSA is $2,500. Each year you do need to re-enroll in the FSA, so make sure that you do that during open enrollment if you want to have those pre-tax funds available for 2016. Make sure you plan the amount that you want to elect, because FSA elections are use it or lose it. So you want to only elect the amount that you think you're going to spend on eligible healthcare expenses in 2016. With the FSA, you'll also receive a debit card. Be prepared to provide documentation to Discovery Benefits for any expenses that you use your card for when they're not regular copay amounts. And you just want to keep in mind that you can't participate in the healthcare FSA if you have the Liberty plan. If you have a Liberty plan, you should be doing an HSA, but you could still do the dependent care FSA even if you're on the Liberty plan. We want to make you aware that United Healthcare has a great mobile app called Health for Me. And with that app, you're able to search for in-network doctors. You can check on the status of a claim. You can estimate healthcare costs. You can bring up your medical ID card, and you can even contact NurseLine all through that app. It's very helpful, so we definitely recommend that you download that. And please remember that we have Teledoc available as a resource where you can talk to a doctor on the phone 24/7, 365 days a year, and they can help diagnose a lot of your common issues, ear, nose, and throat type conditions, and they can prescribe medication if it's necessary. And that's available to you and your covered family members at no cost if you have our medical coverage. Now Kelly's going to talk about wellness.
Okay, so what's new in wellness? Actually, before we talk about what is new in the wellness plan for 2016, let's look at what isn't new. And most importantly, that is the Tier 1 and Tier 2 rates in the wellness plan. This will be our 9th year of no increase, as Emily mentioned earlier. And that's a big deal, because we reached out to our broker and we asked, okay, what are most employers doing? And the answer was there's an average 6.5% increase that is passed along by employers to their employees per year, which over that 9-year period, that accumulates to 88% increase over what you pay now for your Tier 1 and Tier 2 rates. So that's a big deal. And it's not as though healthcare costs aren't increasing. They are. It's just the company isn't passing them along to you if you're in the wellness Tier 1 or Tier 2. So what is new for the 2016 wellness plan? One of the first things, well, first of all, I will tell you, for those of you who've been around for a few years, you'll probably recall that we have changes to our wellness program every year. And it's not that we're trying to confuse you, it's just that we're always working to improve the plan. We always want to improve the ease of use of the plan and the effectiveness of the plan. So we're constantly making changes. One of the first changes that we have for 2016 will be that participating in the wellness program will no longer be required to keep your coverage. So, however, if you choose not to participate in the plan, you will default to Wellness Tier 3. And in Wellness Tier 3, you will pay more than you do today, even if you're currently in Wellness Tier 3. So that Wellness Tier 3 rate will change, even though Tiers 1 and 2 will not. So that's all the more reason to participate in the wellness plan. The second change that we have is that we're partnering with a new wellness vendor in 2016, and we're also renaming the wellness tiers. So right now you have wellness tier 1, 2, and 3. They're going to become wellness tier the gold, silver, and bronze. And each tier has points attached to them. So as you can see in the slide here, wellness gold is 2,500 plus points. Wellness silver is 2,000 to 2,499, and anything less than 2,000 is the bronze tier. And I'll tell you a little bit more about the new points-based system in a moment. For now, I want to tell you what you need to do to get into one of the wellness tiers, the discounted wellness tiers for 2016. It's pretty much similar to what we have been doing in the past, in that biometric testing, where you get the blood draw done, and that is either at your doctor's office or they may send you out to have that done to a lab, like an in-network lab like LabCorp, and an annual physical. And so if you haven't made your appointment for your physical yet, we recommend you do that as soon as possible. Some doctors will book those pretty far out. So if you're having a problem with getting an appointment made, you can find doctors on UnitedHealthcare's website, and you can also reach out to Health Advocate for assistance with getting an appointment set up. The wellness forms will still be part of the wellness process. So when you go to and have that physical done and the biometric testing, you're still going to bring the wellness form with you to the doctor, and you will still indicate your tobacco use on that form, and the form will still be sent into Trestle Tree like it has been in the past. Completing these steps earns you points. Now, as you can see from this slide here, your biometric outcomes being within a healthy range will also earn you points. So it's indicated what the point value by each in-range biometric is. And actually these ranges that we have listed here include ranges that would be borderline. For example, if your blood sugar, if you're considered pre-diabetic, this range includes you, and it still gives you points and lets you pass for being borderline. The exemptions still apply, so when you're meeting with your doctor, if your doctor indicates on your wellness form that you're being treated for one of your out-of-range biometrics, or your doctor feels that there is a medical reason why you cannot reach or get within a healthy range, your doctor can mark the exemption on that form, and that will get you to pass that exemption, get those points. So why do we spend all this time and effort on the wellness plans anyway? Well, your health matters to us, and we believe that you knowing your risk factors before they become serious health problems is important. This slide here shows how many points you can get for getting your biometric testing done. So as you can see, being a non-tobacco user gets you 500 points. Just getting the biometric testing done gets you 500 points, regardless of the outcomes of it. Getting your physical is 500 points. That's 1,500 points right there. Now, the healthy in-range biometrics that we just mentioned on the prior slide, that's another 1,000. That's your 2,500 points right there that gets you into the Wellness Gold. But say, for example, not all of your biometrics are in range, and you're not up to the full 2,500 points. One of the new aspects of the wellness plan is going to be that we provide you even more ways that you can get additional points so that you can improve your wellness tier. Now, I mentioned that we are partnering with a new wellness vendor, and the company's named Aduro, and they have this slick website out there with many opportunities, and we've just listed a few here of how you can get additional points. Now, these are just sample points that are attached to these examples, but for example, if all of your biometrics maybe weren't in range, you can complete a health risk assessment, which is what you've done in the past. It'll be a more brief assessment this coming year. You can get points for that. You can get points for going to the dentist, getting your teeth cleaned, points for participating in challenges. These points add up and can get you into a better tier, a range for a discount. If you're already in a better tier, you can also redeem these points for Amazon gift cards. So we'll be providing you with more information about how the new wellness program works over the next couple of months. We are targeting the beginning of December to go live with that. And we're also just making the program more flexible in general. For example, right now you test in the fall, and wherever you test, that's where you're at for the year. What we want to do is make it so that you have the whole year to work toward getting better, improving your wellness tier and getting points. So like I said, more information will be coming out on that within the next couple of months. And this is just a reminder that DriveTime is a tobacco-free campus. This includes any and all tobacco-related products. Only customers are permitted to use any tobacco-related products on any DriveTime facility or property. Anyone who needs to update their tobacco status for not complying will need to contact the benefits department.
All right, I'll go ahead and go over the dental coverage. Really, there is no major changes this year for dental rates, as well as coverage options, other than I will add in that there is a change to the high plan, which is it'll now cover adult orthodontia. And the annual plan max will increase to $1,750. Everything else, there's always still going to be the high plan and the low plan. For certain states, it could matter of a high or low plan being the actual amount of coverage you receive. The other option would be for an in-network or out-of-network dentist. Vision rates as well will be remaining the same. Vision will be through VSP again this year. There are really no changes again with vision coverage. However, please keep in mind that coverage for vision and for dental are not included with your medical card. VSP and MetLife do not provide cards for insurance, so please make sure you notate the information that can be found on our benefits website for group numbers and contact information for any further questions of your vision and dental coverage. Again, for 2016, we will have disability coverage and life insurance coverage through Sun Life. They will require evidence of insurability if you are adding a new beneficiary to your life insurance coverage, as well as if you're adding additional coverage for your spouse or dependents. Life insurance will still remain the same, where you have up to 1 time your annual salary, up to 3 times your annual salary for your own life insurance. Again, if you are adding a new election for life insurance, or if you're increasing your annual amount, you will have to provide evidence of insurability, and you will receive a form from Sun Life in the mail to start that process going once you have confirmed your elections. Supplemental life insurance is going to be the same. You can get up to 3 times annual salary. Same with spouse life insurance, and then dependent life is up to $10,000. Disability coverage, we will still have an option for if you want to elect in long-term disability. DriveTime will cover your short-term disability. There are 2 plans. There is the core plan and the buy-up plan. The core plan for long-term disability is a 5-year benefit duration, and then the buy-up plan is an option that will be available for the Social Security normal retirement age. 401k is still an option that will be available to enroll for at any time. DriveTime will match up to 40 cents on the dollar, up to 6%. You may participate in this plan at any point after your 61st day of employment, and you will enroll online through Fidelity at just www.401k.com, or you can also contact Fidelity over the phone, and they will assist you with enrolling in coverage. And again, this is an open enrollment, so you don't have to make your elections only during open enrollment, but it's just available year-round. So then we also have our dependent audit and Social Security audit. What happens is if you are adding a new dependent to your coverage, we will require documentation showing your relation to that dependent. This can be like if you're adding a child, it can be a birth certificate, or you have any tax forms as well. And then for a spouse, it could be a marriage certificate, or also if you have a prior tax form that shows them as a spouse. You will need to have all of your documentation submitted by December 1st, and we will also send follow-ups as well if we do not receive documentation by that date. Also, all covered dependents, whether it's spouses or children, need to have a Social Security number on file. So please make sure when you're entering your dependents information for your enrollment, please make sure you're actually entering in the social. And how to enroll. I'm sure you're familiar with how to log into self-service. If not, you'll need to register as a first-time user. However, if you log in under your user login, just make sure you enroll by in between October 5th to October 17th, October 16th, by 5 p.m. Arizona time. You can access ADP self-service from home or from your work computer. It's an open website, so it doesn't have to be just an internal website. After you log in, once you're on the ADP homepage, you're going to have to click on the Benefits tab. And then from the drop-down, you'll need to click on Health and Welfare. This will take you to a new portal, and you will need to start your enrollment process by actually clicking on Enrollment. And then you'll be able to go into your 2016 enrollment from there. If you're going to add or if you're going to update any dependent information, make sure you click on the Manage Dependent link. This will take you to a new screen where you're going to enter in your dependent's name, date of birth, social, and some other information. And also, if they are a full-time student, please make sure you click on the full-time student box. Once you have added your dependents, you need to click on each option. If you want to add them to medical, click on medical, and then you will see them appear on the bottom. And make sure you just add them to your coverage. So you can also do with any elections, whether it's medical, dental, vision, all that kind of stuff. The very important part, and make sure when you actually add all of your dependents in your elections, please make sure that you can hit the Confirm Elections button. Once we have you confirm your elections, that will send us the notification that everything has been completed. If you do not hit confirm, your benefits will not save.
Okay, so in conclusion, please remember that this is a passive enrollment, so if you don't wish to change your benefit elections, they'll be the same for 2016 with the exception of flexible spending accounts and health savings accounts. Employees who do not have our medical coverage do still need to confirm their elections in ADP. And when you do go in to look at your medical rates in self-service, you'll see that your current rate is showing what your current wellness tier is. So that may change for 2016 depending on what you're eligible for. Instructions on how to enroll, like Kendra just went over, are available on the benefits website, which is www.drivetimebenefits.com. And in order to confirm whether you did your open enrollment elections and that went through, you can look on the benefits dash page during open enrollment for a report by employee ID of everyone who's confirmed their elections, and that will be updated daily. There's also reports out there for wellness steps and whether they've been received. So please remember that open enrollment will end October 16th at 5 p.m. Pacific time, so please don't wait until the last minute to make those changes. If you have any questions about anything we went over or anything benefits related, you can email us at benefits@drivetime.com, or you can also check out the website, www.drivetimebenefits.com, which you can access from home as well. And a really great resource on that website is the Owner's Manual, which can be found on the Overview tab, and that is your total guide to your benefits. Thank you so much.